All right, you guys. Welcome, welcome. My name is Denise Walsh, and this is day one of the Overcoming Self-Sabotage Challenge. So I am going to refresh my page, make sure you can see me. There you go. If you could like and comment where you are from, I'd love to know that all the sound is working and everything is good here. So thank you so much for tuning in live. Now, my guess is that you are here because you are ready for your next step. You are maybe feeling a little bit restless. You are ready for your next pivot. You're on this growth journey, yet you don't quite know where to go next. Oftentimes people will tell me, I don't really know what I want. I just know I don't want to be here anymore. And so today we are going to talk a bit about self-sabotage, why we often say we want something, but then don't do it. And then why it's so important to have strategies that you can use at your fingertips so that when sabotage starts to creep in, you can take it captive and choose something new. So, hey, Lisa, thanks so much for popping in. Welcome from Tennessee. Okay, so before I invite my guest on to chat today, I want to connect with you on how the brain works and how the nervous system work. It's really fascinating. In my clinical psychology days, I learned all about the brain-body connection. And as you know, our habits are often in what's called the subconscious piece of our brain, which means we don't need to think about it anymore. We just do it. It's autopilot, and that can be really helpful. So we don't need to use all the brain space throughout the day to make decisions on brushing our teeth or taking a shower or making breakfast. These are habits that we've gotten into, and we just do them habitually. However, those habits, if they are ingrained in us in years past, and they're not taking us where we want to go, then those habits can take us off track unknowingly. We can say we want something, but unknowingly, unwillingly, subconsciously, our habits are taking us where we don't want to go. And so what we want to do here is we want to shift our habits, but then also get them so ingrained that they become our automatic thinking, our automatic behaviors, and our nervous system response as well. And so what happens when we sabotage is our brain and our nervous system go into what's called fight or flight mode. And oftentimes it's fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, right? We go into this kind of freak out, chaotic, I call it living in the world of drama space. And this is when your heart rate is high. This is when your nervous system is kind of freaking. This is when you're pacing. This is when you're multitasking, but you're not actually finishing anything. And this is when we often make sabotaging decisions. This is when we judge ourselves or others. This is when we get into what's called emotional mind or monkey mind, and where our what if thoughts are taking us, down, as I say. Have you ever heard the Saturday Night Live script where it goes, we're living in a van down by the river, you're now you're homeless or something, right? Your thought, what if thoughts take you off the deep end. Our body starts to respond, and so our stomach is in knots. And again, we're in that fight or flight mode that's super useful if we're getting attacked by a bear or chased by a lion. But when we're living our normal everyday life, oftentimes this fight or flight mode can be triggered within us, even though we're safe. Even though that car that drove by is not our ex-boyfriend's, even when, it triggers these old emotions, these old thoughts, and our body is in freak out mode. And so what we want to do, and when our body's in freak out mode, this is when we sabotage, right? This is when we judge others. This is when we have procrastination. We don't feel good enough. We are never finishing anything. We have too much on our plate. We say yes to everything. We don't set boundaries because we're people pleasing. We're being a perfectionist. We maybe even have this who cares, it doesn't matter, whatever attitude. When we're in fight or flight mode, we're not making healthy choices. They often say, don't make a big decision on a bad day. And if we're in fight or flight mode or in chronic stress, then we could consistently be making these rash decisions that offer short-term solutions rather than long-term gain. And so I want to answer some of the questions that we got today. And then I'm going to bring on our guest, who is going to share with us what she has learned about this. So hold on, let me see where the questions are. So one tip I'll give, because I think I remember the question, even though I don't immediately see it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so Lisa says, I know what I need to do, but I don't. Not in all things, but specifically in exercising habits, or just like maybe doing something challenging, something we've never done before, something that feels a bit uncomfortable, and then we just go, never mind. And so a thought that I would have is that it's really important when you have goals to set a small step goal before the big goal, because sometimes that big goal can feel super overwhelming. So instead of thinking like, maybe I'm going to work 5 days a week for the rest of my life, let's say, all right, my goal is to walk for 20 minutes tomorrow or 5 minutes tomorrow. Like, start where something that seems super reasonable, and then you can build on that, because the goal is, once the 5 minutes is a habit, then you can elongate the 10 minutes. Like, I wouldn't even say do 30 minutes first if exercising isn't what you normally do. Do 5 minutes, walk around your block one time, right? And then once that becomes easy and normal, then you can elevate from there. But I think sometimes we have too big of a goal on our plate, and then of course we give up before we even really try, because that's when our self-sabotage kicks in of whatever, doesn't even matter, it's too hard. The other thought I had with your question here was doing, so one of my self-talk kind of mantras is, I don't work or do X, Y, and Z based on how I feel. I make decisions based on what I want. Now, does that mean that we ignore our feelings? No. Like, if I'm sad, like, I can take some time. If I'm lonely, I will call a friend, that kind of thing. But the goal is to work your business, do your health stuff, not based on how you feel now, but based on what you want in the future. And when you have that long-term goal, that's when the discipline will kick in, because the sabotage goes, what's easiest for right now? And we make those short-term decisions. What we want is that big picture view and the discipline to do what's important for today. And so if that's you, if you feel like you're sabotaging, meaning you're saying you want something, but you're not doing it, you are not following through, or maybe you're doing it for a short term, but not a long enough time to make it a habit, I would say make 1 day goals at a time. Make that big goal super small so you can accomplish it and feel really good about yourself and build on that. So post in the comments or chats if you've got any other questions. I think the goal here is to have a strategy for getting out of fight or flight mode and into rest and digest. I call it the world of drama versus the world of dreams, getting into the dream world so you can make long-term choices. So with that being said, I'm going to invite my friend Justina into the call. She is a marriage coach. She works with women specifically within their relationships. She started in with 90-Day U-Turn, I think in May must have been, and then upgraded to become a dream life coach, and will be a support coach in this next round of 90-Day U-Turn. So big dreamer, welcome to Justina. And the crowd goes wild. Yay. Yay. All right. Well, thank you so much for being available tonight. I know you have family in town and you guys are at the lake and doing fun stuff. But I'd love to hear a bit about your story and why you originally decided to join 90-Day U-Turn in the first place.
Thanks, Denise, for inviting me. So the reason I decided to do 90-Day U-Turn in the first place is, well, I've been kind of stalking you for a little while. So, and I really enjoyed what I was hearing from you. I think I did a couple of your courses in that before. So the free ones, of course. And then what is it? Did you always say you get to know the person and trust the person? So it's the like trust factor. So I like and I trust you. So anyways, the 90-Day U-Turn intrigued me, and I wanted to I wanted to do a program that I knew would just be for myself. I've done programs before, always led them, participated, but led them. So never really focused on me. And I knew that I needed something because I still had some, what do you call that, monkey mind? I still had some thought traps that I was stuck in. So yeah, I really needed it for that. And it helped me so much. It helped me to see where my thinking was. We used to call it stinking thinking, but I prefer to call it thought traps. What was going on in my head versus what was real out there. So it helped me to put it into perspective and to find the truth through it instead of just being stuck there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I love that. Okay, so you have been a coach for years, you've facilitated other programs, and you've kind of always been in that leadership role, but it felt like you needed something for you. So you could really have your own aha moments and your own shifts and your own growth. And I think that's really important because as coaches and leaders, we're kind of always giving, right? We're creating the space, we're the one facilitating, but like sometimes we need our own space.
And we need our own coach
And
too.
yes, yes.
So I
And
really,
so you jumped into the material and you found what was your favorite part about 90 Day U-Turn? Was it the community? Was it our Tuesday nights? Was it the content, um, the daily challenges, the habits, all that stuff?
you could lump them all together, but my favorite part was probably the content
Yeah.
because there was some stuff that just like blew my mind and really made sense. So it helped put things into a different perspective for me. And that I was able to hit the ground running with that. And the community was wonderful. Being able to spend that time with even a support coach was so helpful. So yeah, I loved the whole thing. But yeah, my favorite part was the content.
Awesome.
Absolutely, hands down.
Awesome. I love that. I love when I get messages after just like the first week or two and people are like, what?
Yeah.
Yes, it's true. It's really eye-opening. And I think it changes the way that you view yourself, the relationships you have, the world. And I know for you, it helped you to see your world in a different way, which helped improve your relationships. Would you mind telling us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I've had an ongoing issue with one of my adult children, let's put it that way. And um, it helped me to realize that I wasn't, I don't need to feel guilty for the past, that there's a shaming that was happening from this child. And yeah, it wasn't on me. It was no longer me who was doing those things. I finally was able to see that. And not that I treated her any different, but it's just like I don't have to apologize for being alive anymore. That was so helpful. And yeah, it's just so freeing.
Yeah. So you were able to release an onion layer, as we say, which just allows you to live lighter
Yes.
and
Yeah.
then maybe not take things so personally or react because you're feeling hurt. You're under like that wound was healed a bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And that's a
Uh,
big deal.
it is a big deal. Yeah. Just how
So,
you relate to people it helps. It really
yeah.
does.
Yeah. So then you can come into a relationship a more full person in a sense. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. Perfectly said.
Yeah.
Perfectly said. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so once you got started a 90 Day U-Turn, you had your aha moment, your mind was blown, which I totally understand, which is why this content is in the program, because these are the things that blew my mind and the exact exercises I did that allowed me to shift in powerful ways. And so I'm like, yeah, this is good stuff. But then you decided you wanted to become a dream life coach so you can take this content and use it with your own clients. So tell us a little bit about that, how you and why you decided to upgrade.
Well, the content, of course, and the ability to do those shifts with other people and experience that with other people too. Let them experience it, right?
Yes.
So I felt confident knowing that the material was there, that there was a lot of training, and that I would have that support coach through, which is you, and the community that's coming. I didn't have community in my coaching certification before, and the community was we just listened to videos. That's it. It was never live. So it's very important to have that live community. And yeah, I'm looking forward to growing there and being able to put a program together that will minds.
Yeah,
And yeah, yeah, I'm just excited about the whole thing. So yeah, I automatically leveled up, and yeah, it
you
was
did.
worth every penny of it,
And
honestly.
you were so funny. You were like, I sometimes have buyer's remorse. I did not.
Yes, I did not.
So good. That's so good. Well, and you're right, because I think again, you can watch videos all day and you can have but you're not necessarily super shifted just by watching videos.
No.
And your confidence doesn't necessarily grow without the practice. And so to be able to, you know, be in a group where you get to experience it yourself, have your own aha moments, which grows your confidence. So when you do it, you know how awesome it is. But then we
Mhm.
also have our coaching community where we have calls where we practice and hold each other accountable on the business side. And so I've seen you level up pretty quickly on the business side too, by saying, okay, I'm not playing around anymore. Like, this is a dream I've had for a long time. I'm going all in. And you're really starting to ramp up your business content too, which is pretty cool to see.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
So, question for you, and I didn't
Yes.
prepare you for this one. So,
Uh-oh.
well, I'm just thinking, because I know this was me for a while. I had these dreams for a while, right? Like, I'm like, I know that I'm ready for it, but we spin our wheels and we sabotage, right? For
Yep.
sometimes years before we actually do the dang thing. So, what do you think was an important piece of the puzzle for you to actually start doing the things you have said you wanted to do?
I I truly believe it was the affirmations and also the hypnosis.
Oh,
It's huge for me. It's so huge
awesome.
because I feel like the words were speaking love and life into me. Nobody has said those things to me.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm just soaking it in, and it's built my confidence and built me up to say, yeah, I'm doing this. And this is who I am, and this is what I'm doing.
That's
So
awesome.
it is awesome. Yeah, it just
Cool.
kind of brings me to tears because it's like it's so good.
And when did you join? You joined 90 Day U-Turn in May?
Yeah, yeah.
May,
Hello.
June,
Yeah.
May, June, July. It's like only 4 months ago.
I
Uh,
know.
Have people around you seen a shift in you?
I think my husband has definitely seen a shift in me. My kids are still like, I don't know what you're doing, mom. It's kind of weird, but but yeah, yeah, my husband definitely has seen a shift and
I
has
love
felt it in the
that.
home because it has improved our marriage too.
Yes.
So because I don't have that fight or flight thing going on in my head all the time. So yeah, because that definitely affects you, your
Hmm.
marriage and everybody around you.
And you might not even realize it, but if you're tense and living on that like 7, 8, 9 edge, of like a volcano, we call it, it makes a difference. And
Yeah, yeah.
wow. Well, I am so proud of you for saying yes and jumping in and being a part of things, because you have truly shifted from the inside out. And that means you are going to send even bigger ripples out into the world. But you started with 90 Day U-Turn because you were like, I need to feed myself. And
Yeah,
that just unlocked so much more for you. So
yeah.
let's say somebody's listening and they're like, I need help doing this. I need help doing the things I say that I want to do, or I'm not following through. I've got this big dream and I don't quite know how to do it. And they are contemplating joining the next round of 90 Day U-Turn. What would you say to them?
Oh, I would say just do it. Go all in because it will blow your mind, but it'll knock your socks off and it'll change your world. It will change your world.
Yeah. And
So,
the cool thing is once you know this stuff, you never unknow it.
no, you can't unknow it.
Yeah.
And
So
who
this is
wants to? Nobody
What's-
wants to know that now.
No. So this is a 3-month
Oh.
program, but it's truly taking you in a new trajectory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So do it. Just sign up. Don't wait. And I'll see you on the inside.
That's right. And maybe Justina will be your support coach over these next 3 months. So thank you so much for saying yes. It's been a pleasure getting to know you over these past few months, and we get to hang out in real life in October, which is going to be a super fun retreat in Destin. Dream Life coaches are invited to in-person events and retreats and workshops and all this kind of stuff, because as much as we love Zoom, there's just something about being in person that leaves you shifted. So I can't wait to give you a big real life hug and see you there.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Denise, for all that you've done. Thank you for being here, being available, and just being who you are.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me check and see if we've got any more questions, and then we will hang up for tonight. For those who are listening, know that we are going live at 7:30 Eastern. So today's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Thursday, I'm doing a longer webinar. So be sure to put this in your calendar for the 7:30 the next few nights. Let's see. I see Rachel just got on from work. Yay, you made us live from Texas. Hey, Jennifer, welcome, welcome. Lisa says, thank you for sharing, Justina. Let's see. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll take a look at any of the comments that we have when I hang up here. But thank you again, Justina. For those of you that are listening, the doors will open to 90-day U-Turn on Thursday. So just start thinking about where you want life to be in just 3 or 4 months. Do you want to be spinning the same wheels you've been spinning for the last few years, or do you want to finally have the aha moments that are going to take you to your next level? We'd love to welcome you in. Have an awesome, awesome night, you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, Justina. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.